Okay, let me just get a few more things set up. Okay, um, so I'm gonna do the same thing I usually do and start with the rules. If you've been here before, you know what's going on, but I figured every time I'm recording, this is probably good to have a baseline for what the heck is going on. That said, um, I did get my Stream Deck in to help with navigating through some of these scenes, but it doesn't come with a long enough cable, so I'm waiting on that to arrive. So between between swapping the scenes for the survivor grids, there may be a small delay as I try and get onto the relevant scene. So bear with me. But anyways, this is the WhackAMole Showdown. This was a challenge issued by Tastemaker on the Lantern's Reign Discord. This features a special inverted pariah, as you can see on the screen. Sure hope no one dies turn 1 this time. Yeah, I sure hope so too. But yeah, this is a special pariah. He is level 4. He has his basic traits of Cyclopean, Cruelty. Uh-oh. Is my stream still active? Okay. I've got a little tablet in the corners just to see what I'm streaming, make sure things are working. So that just went offline for a moment. So we have the basic traits for Pariah 3. We've got Cyclopean Cruelty, Jagged Grotto, Inverted, Somatic Empathy, and Indomitable. Previously, I've been really bad about remembering to apply Cyclopean Cruelty's priority target token. So hopefully I'll be better about that this time. Jagged Grotto is just, if anyone gets knocked down, I gotta roll on Scramble to survive. Inverted is I need to spend a survival state in place after attacks, otherwise I swing back to the nearest Piton. This one I've forgotten a couple times, but fortunately it's always with ranged survivors, so it didn't make too much of a difference. Somatic Empathy is a Pariah's trademark trait. Basically every time I wound, I would reveal the card I'm wounding and apply the Somatic Empathy written on there unless I have a Somatic Static token to negate it. So, in addition to that, we also have Jagged Grotto, or sorry, not Jagged Grotto. We have the Gormyard, the Gorm Den, Spawn, Hive Mind, Frantic Spinning, as well as the Spiderling Action. And this is in addition to having 4 Forge Priests on the board. So Forge Priests happen to be a special new minion. Forge Priests will basically be treating Pitons as iron resources, and they're going to be going around and removing those from the board if they don't have a proper survivor target. And then let me just move the rest. So we'll see the rest of them. Hive Mind and Spawn kind of work together. There's a little nest in the center, and every turn we're going to get a new Spiderling. Frantic Spinning prevents survivors from spending movement when adjacent to a Spiderling. Gorm Den and Gormyard effectively double the cost of Surge and Dash. Going back to the Showdown rules, this Pariah has 9 movement, 20 toughness, 2 speed, 3 damage, and then 3 evasion tokens and 1 luck token. The Forge Priests, there's 4 of them, and they're going to have 6 life and 16 toughness. Spiderlings, on the other hand, have equal toughness to the monster, so they also have 20. But they only have 1 life, so they die on the first hit. That succeeds. But yeah, let's move on to the table. Sorry, we're going to do character introductions. So, this is first Sung. He is in the orange We're looking at a Count armor set. He has the Backstabber, Transcendent Masochist, and Devil's Melody fighting arts, as well as the secretive disorder to trigger the Backstabber effect. He has Dagger specialization, and he has the Dark ability, which gives him an additional it increases the range of perfect hits for his first attack roll by 1. With the Count set, he's got Gusk Knives and Bone Earrings, so he's going to be starting off with a total of 4 armor to every armor location. He's starting with 4 insanity. The survival limit is 10, but he's starting with 7 because of the Count set. 2 survival is spent on the wrappings, and 1 is spent on the sandals. And so, his total attributes, he's going to have +1 movement token, he's going to have 5 strength tokens from 2 from the Bone Earrings, 2 from the wrappings, and then 1 from Red Fist from another survivor, and then 2 speed tokens from the Bone Earrings. He has a baseline of 3 strength, and this is something I've forgotten to apply for rounds 2 and 3 of this, but I just happened to recall the first time I tried this, the whole purpose behind me giving them 6 Hunt XP and bold or rather 3 understanding and 3 courage is I wanted to roll off to see if they get any bonus stats from bold, insight, and the 2 ages. So Sung has a total of 3 strength from that, and a baseline 1 evasion. There's a +1/+1 because I'm assuming survival of the fittest is applied, so everyone also gets a reroll token. I'm gonna actually track that this time. So yeah, that's our first survivor. Gonna be wielding Gusk Knives and hopefully getting a lot of hits, but not on the minions because the movement requirement on the Gusk Knives actually will cancel the attacks on any hits after the first one on these 1x1 minions. So next up is, let's go. So next is Devereaux. This is a bit of a joke character that I added in because we have cooking recipes for the different monsters now that give various abilities. I happen to make all of them and consume them myself, so I have all of the abilities applied to me, so that features a number of things like a bonus 10 survival limit, a lot of insanity, a luck point, burnt nerves, hemostasis, iridescent armor, and so on. So anyways, I'm going to have 20 survival, 15 insanity. With the Beast Hunter armor set, I'm going to be having a mixture of Phoenix and Antelope armor. My base stats, 7 movement, 2 accuracy, the 7 movements from the Frog Dog recipe. A baseline of 3 strength plus 1 token from the Red Fist. And then we've got Extra Sense, Quadradept, and Unconscious Fighter. It's been pointed out to me that, so the reason I have Quadradept on here is during the community parallel play for Lantern's Reign, we had a special Wanderer that you could bring in if you happen to have not used a actual Kingdom Death Wanderer. So I kind of self-inserted myself with all the food recipe bonuses as a joke, and sent him against the Pariah, and he obtained Quadradept there after surviving Sundering. So that's why I'm keeping Quadradept, but it's been pointed out that as a part of getting Quadradept, I should also be immune to somatic empathy. So we're going to apply that. If Taste yells at me later for saying it's too strong, then we'll run it back without it, but we're including it for now. Next, in blue, we have Lortel. Oh no, did my scribe freeze? No, it's up to date. Okay. 10 survival, 3 insanity. This is our mage set from Glow Legendary Survivor. Not a lot in the armor, but we should hopefully be stacking that up with some low rolls on the enemy, combined with the mage's hood that gives a +1 armor to all hit locations on a 1 or a 2. Attributes, we've got 1 accuracy, a baseline of 2 strength with 1 from the red fist token, and then 1 evasion from Survival of the Fittest. I have Unrelenting as a fighting art here. However, I also have Bloodlust and Dishonorable, so she will be getting frenzied as soon as anyone starts bleeding, which probably will be quite quickly. Oh, sorry. A little bit of a rewind. I just wanted to mention the character ability I had on Devro is the Fang. So that ignores Cumbersome. Going back, Lortel, Bloodlust will give Frenzy on anyone else bleeding once per turn, and that's combined with the Berserker character, which doubles the speed and strength tokens. She's equipped with a Poison Partisan, so hopefully what we can do here is get that charged up with a Spiderling, and with Frenzy, ignore the slow and get some really heavy accuracy debuffs on Pariah or Forge Priest, because they hit pretty hard too. Different from before is we're also bringing a Whisker Harp, because I really don't have any other good means of dealing with moods otherwise. Hunter Whip on Devro exists, but requires a perfect hit, which is not great. So hopefully the Whisker Harp would be a more reliable option for that. And then finally, we have Yenica in the red. 10 survival. She starts with 2 bleed with that Bloodskin, but the first one's going to be dropped on the start of the game. 7 insanity. We've got a little bit of armor from the Silk set that's partially there. The other 3 are from the Armorsmith Tongs. Baseline 1 strength, +1 for Red Fist. She's actually the Red Fist owner now, which why Whisker Harp if moods can't be discarded? Let me double check that. Hold on. No, so sorry, I might have misspoke. I was saying previously I had no means of discarding moods. The Frantic Spinning mood can't be discarded though. And I was saying I had Hunter Whip previously, but requiring a perfect hit to discard is not great. But yeah, Bloodskin gives me a little bit of bleeding management. She has a Silk set along with Armorsmith Tongs for armor. We've got Free Climber, Red Fist, and Tough. Yeah, Frantic Spinning is the only one that can't be removed. I forgot to mention everyone aside from Devro has specialization in their respective weapons, and then Yenica also has the Tough character ability. So this is just to be a little bit of a failsafe in case Devil's Melody gets a little bit too spicy for everyone else. Ultimately, I just need one person to survive, really. And Devil's Melody is going to work on minions, so it's just a great way to clear the board with all the Forge Priests and all the Spiderlings, because we start with a baseline of 4, but this the Poison Partisan gives me an additional 3. So it's a lot to deal with. The action economy on this fight's kind of stacked against me, so every little bit. So let me just get this out of the way. We're going to construct our deck for Pariah. Just going to give this a quick shuffle. I don't know if it's really necessary for me to do deck construction and deck shuffling on screen, but I figured it'd be good to play it honest that way. Yeah, Devil's Melody would only remove 1 life from the priest. So, in reality, it's mostly for stomping out the spiderlings, but it's nice. Okay, basic deck. We're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Advanced deck, we have a total of 10 cards. So, general fight strategy. Forge Priests are the real problem. I can probably try and, like, survive Pariah for a little bit, but once I'm out of pitons, that's gonna be end of fight. So, Forge Priests are kind of a priority. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So, can someone give me a number between 1 and 3? 2. Alright, we're gonna remove that one. There's a real chance with Wrath into Devil's Melody and to wait it out until everyone's dead but the Red Fist Survivor. Yeah, it's certainly a strategy. I'd like to keep as many people alive as possible, but at the minimum, we just need to kill Pariah. So, we also did determine that you can sort of cancel the Forge Priest's attack by moving the Spiderlings into any valid locations that they could have been at. The benefit of that is it also prevents them from going and removing a piton. So, if we can take advantage of that, that would be fantastic. So, general plan has been discussed. Decks have been constructed. I have introduced all the characters. I'll pull up the Spiderling actions and the Forge Priest actions during their turn, but effectively Spiderlings are going to be 4 movement. If they don't have a target in range, they're moving towards Pariah. They attack at 3 speed, 4 accuracy with 2 damage. Forge Priests have 6 health, and they will either move at a range of 5 to target a survivor with 4 speed, 2 accuracy, and 5 damage with bash and knockback, or they'll move to a piton to try and archive it. Not that it mattered for last time, because I don't think I killed any, but killing a Forge Priest does award 3 survival, so we'll also have to be mindful of that. Anyways, we go to this scene. Okay, we'll see how well this works, because I'm messing around with some new things. So Pariah starts first. Just to clarify, that's Pariah in the middle, and I've color-coded the Forge Priests as well as the survivors. Pariah goes first, and we get Long Reach Yank. It's not nice to know that's in the deck, but I mean, I guess in some ways it's nice to know that's in the deck, but in other ways it'd be cool if it wasn't. This is the one that I need to be wary of, because it will, fortunately, not affect Devereaux, but it will make my spear user not able to use her ranged weapon if she triggers Somatic Empathy on this. But anyways, closest survivor facing in range, that will be Ortel in the blue. He's going to be moving into range and attack with a range of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I need to move 1 space forward. That will actually displace these minions. Can I do that? Will we stay there? Okay. Can't really read the card. Yeah, this one's not much I can do about. Ooh. But yeah, I'll just read them aloud. Because I'm trying to have a... I was trying to find some medium between having multiple things displayed at once versus being able to zoom in on individual cards. So, this is the compromise I'm making this time. I'll sleep on it and see which way I like it more. But Long Range Yank has him moving into range, which he's currently in, of Lortel. He's going to be attacking with a speed of 4, accuracy of 3, with 5 damage each. So, for speed, Lortel has all of the evasion bonuses from gear. So, we're looking at 1 plus 2 from the grease and a third from the bikini. So he'll be hitting on a 6. Or, no. Plus 4. He's hitting on a 7. So that's 1 hit. So the first effect I can do is I'm going to roll against the 4 with the whip. If I get a 5 or higher, then it turns into a 1 and I get armor. It is not. The second thing I'm going to do is I'm going to roll for the bikini. And if I roll a 7 or higher, I avoid a hit. I can't take that because it went off. That's unfortunate. Okay, so I'm taking 1 hit. To the hands. I don't have anything else that gives me, No, I don't. Well, this one has an after damage effect where I will suffer grab, lose 4 survival, and gain a somatic static token. I don't think that's worthwhile, so I'm going to dodge this last hit. Okay, so that is Long Reach Yank addressed. And we take Pariah's second turn for Cyclopean Cruelty. Cognitive Perdition. This is his legendary card, or one of his 2 legendary cards in the deck. Because we're not applying Somatic Empathy, he is going to Scoff in Disappointment and perform a basic action. Very spooky knowing this is in the deck too. Yeah, I agree. It's much nicer to have this at the bottom of the discard than to have it in the deck. Basic action, female survivor facing in range. He's going to move and attack the target. And then there is another action after that where he will... Posturing, the monster hangs tightly curled toe from the ceiling. Survivors and the monsters facing involuntarily imitate the posture and suffer bash. So, I think what I will do here is, with the flow, we're first going to target Lortel, and we're going to dash her somewhere else so that he does not face the majority of the party. So we're spending another 2 survival, bringing her to 7. We're going to bring her... 1, 2, 3, 4. So I would like to be able to move her somewhere where the Spiderlings will prevent Forge Priest from being able to hit her. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if I were to hypothetically move her here, 1, 2, 3, 4. So Pariah will be blocking off here. I think that should be good. Okay. So we dashed her there, and Pariah will skitter over to here. Okay. Basic action. 4 speed, 7 accuracy with all of Lortelza evasion. Let's get this back in the picture. That is 3 hits. We're gonna first roll against the 7 for the... This isn't once per turn, right? When you are attacked. It's not once per turn. So, I need an 8 or higher to turn this into a 1. That is not an 8 or higher. Okay, so we still have 3 hits. I'm going to roll for the bikini. That's 7 or above. No. Okay, so I have 3 hits. Torso, torso, waist. So, with... No, you're not the one that has stuff that negates. Okay, so we are rolling on the severe injury table. So the first one, torso, these are doing 6 damage each. So that's a heavy wound. Waist is 6, that's another heavy wound. So we're rolling on Scramble to Survive twice, and then we have 3 severe injuries. So let's start with Scramble. Dodge one of them? Yeah, not the extra sense character. I spent dodge on the last attack. But I think that's probably the better place to spend the survival anyway, because losing 4 survival on the after effect would be pretty brutal. So, for the first one, what effects do we have? The Holy Sword Whip gives us +2 to this scramble roll. That is a 10. So that will give us +1 survival. And then the second scramble roll is a 5 plus 2 is 7, so that brings us 1 extra insanity. Fortunately, we're not taking any damage that'll cause another roll on this table. But we shall see if these severe injuries make us do that. So, first one to the body is a 3. That's 2 bleed tokens. Second one to the body is a... Okay. We're at 4 bleed tokens. And then 1 to the waist. Eight. Is it too late for me to apply the reroll to the previous Yeah, that's what I thought. Reroll the 3. We're rerolling with 3 on that waist. Is a 5. 1 bleeding token. Permanent can be quarter ones. No longer activate fighting arts. That's fine. She's going to be frenzying pretty quickly. Or she is frenzied now, actually. Because someone has bled. Strength and speed. Okay, and then we go back and do the waist. Waist is a... I did roll an 8 earlier. Prior to re-rolling the previous one. We're gonna, for the sake of me not losing my mind on this, we're gonna take the 8 that was previously rolled. Okay. Can't surge. Fun. How will I mark that I cannot surge. I'll just have to do my best to remember. Okay, so Pariah is now all done. We now go to our minions. So this is going to cover up a little bit of the screen, but we're not currently on that side of the board, so it should be okay. D5 Insanity from Frenzy, good call. 1. Okay, so we're going to start with all the Forest Priests that cannot get into range. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Teal is going to go to this far one and remove that. Purple is going to go over here and remove this one. White can get in range. Yellow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to have this Spiderling go next. And move forward 4 to hit Lortel. Get those ones out of the way. Yeah. So Spiderlings are going to be 3 speed, 8 accuracy against Lortel. Wow, it really rolled an 8. So it's got 1 hit. There is a 1 here, so I get armor. I'm going to roll off against that 8, so I need a 9 or higher. No. And then Bikini. I need a 7 or higher. No. Wow. Okay, well, that 1 hit is going to our torso. Yikes, man. Dice are not fully in the frame. Oh, the minion cards are covering them up. Oh no, so no one saw those rolls, huh? I don't know what was seen. Yeah, if anything goes off frame regarding dice rolls, I'm just going to treat them as null, regardless of how good or bad they are. I don't know what was seen, so I guess I'll re-roll the Spiderlings then. I'm going to remove the armor I got from that one, though. Oh. Okay. Rerolling. 3 speed, hits on 8s. Are all of those on screen? Yes. Okay, there's 1 9 and there's a 1. So we're trying this again. I need a 10 to remove it with whip. This die's been rolling low. That's also a 1. God damn it. And then a 7 or above for the Bikini. Okay, that's a 9. Oh, these don't read very well, do they? Yeah, I'll get rid of those then. How well do these read? Those all look good. Okay. Alright, so Squire dice are not being used. So I avoided the singular hit with the Bikini, and I rolled a 1, so I will gain 1 to all armor locations. Okay. So now that yellow no longer has a valid target, or space, he's going to actually lose his turn. This one is just going to go to Pariah. 1, 2, 3, 4. Same thing here. 1, 2, 3, 4. White is, well, let's take care of some of the other ones. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess that is a strategy. I just be obnoxious and block the minions with each other because they cannot pass through each other. One, two, three, four. So the white Forge Priest is in range to target. Who is that? Yenica. She has. Does she have the means of dealing with the Forge Priest? Not really. So since she is targeted, I'm gonna have her dash out of range, so that should cancel the Forge Priest. We're gonna move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I need to move one back and one to the side, and that should put her out of range. And that is all of the minions. Yep, did the dash. So, no one has died on the monster half of turn 1, but TBD if anything happens during a reaction on the survivor turn. So, I think I will start with Lortel. No, I will not. Let's save her for a little bit. Let's start with Devereaux. We said we want to deal with Forge Priests. Ink Blood Bow. Oh, they still move? The profile says it's move and attack target. Is that still... They still move even if it's out of range? I'll pull it up. They move, try to reach you. Okay. Well then, yellow over here should have moved. 1, 2, 3, 4. And white will move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. In range is white, so we're gonna try and deal with him really quickly. So start with Devereaux. I think he has our highest chance of removing an enemy, or removing a Forge Priest rather. Oh, and over here, is my finger gonna show up? Over here is the row of Forge Priests with their colors and their remaining life. So all of them are starting at 6. So Devereaux with an Ink Blood Bow, range 7, deadly. We ignore Cumbersome with the Fang. I did account for the -1 to all hit locations as a result of having that ability. So we have 2 accuracy plus the 7 from the bow, or subtracting from the 7 from the bow. The quiver gives us +2 range. So yeah, we're going to attack at 2 speed. Yeah, 2 speed. 2 speed hits on a 5 against the white. Yeah, focus white one since you can run circles around the yellow one. 2 speed hits on a 5. That is a 7 and a 10, so that's 2 hits. So, being that they are minions, they don't get hit locations. I just roll against a 16 for their toughness. So I'm looking at 8 from the weapon, 12 including strength. So I need a baseline of 4 to wound. That looks right. Okay. So I need to roll a 4 to wound. And I have deadly, but that doesn't really apply here. That's a 4. So white is down to 5 health. And then second hit is an 8. White is down to 4 health. That was my action. Seeing as I no longer have Cumbersome and I have Quadradept, I'm going to use my movement as another action. So we attack again with the Blood Bow and hit on a 5 with 2 speed. That's 2 hits. And then we go again, wounding on a 4. That's a 9. That's a 6. Very strong start. The Forge Priest is down to 2 health. We are going to Surge at the cost of 2 survival and do that again. So, once again, hitting on a 5 with 2 speed. Oh, hold on. I've got 1 hit, wounding on a 4. Oh. The bow's cumbersome, right? I have the Fang character ability, which ignores cumbersome on weapons. But we're going to... Do I want to keep dash? I don't think I need to keep dash. We're going to spend 2 more survival on dash, because I'm going to get that survival back if I happen to kill it here. We're going to use the dash as an action with Quadradept. 2 hits, or 2 speed, hitting on a 5. That's a 6 and a 10. So, wounding on 4s. That's a 9. That's an 8. Okay. Forge Priest 1 has been eliminated. And I am awarded 3 survival. I just remembered. Priority token goes to Lortel because she rolled on severe injury tables 3 times. I remembered this time. So Devereaux is completely done. I've dashed, I've surged, I've attacked, I've moved. So he's done. Where do we go next? I don't think anyone can give Lortel another... No, she already has, she Frenzy. She has extra strength tokens, so we can, apply Red Fist. Let's go with her next. So, the tough question here is, do I... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yellow is actually... The Yellow Forge Priest is in range to circle around that Piton and get to her next turn. But I guess that's next turn's problem. We're going to start with using the action to use the bandages. Remove 2 of the 4 bleed. And you can't move currently, but you can do minions targeting, cause the token to drop, or just Pariah. As far as I'm aware, it's just Pariah's targeting. Let me not forget that on the board. So that's 1 action on the bandages. And then we're going to spend 2 strength tokens, because we have Red Fist, to Surge. And we're going to attack the Spiderling that is adjacent to Lortel. So, actually, hold on. What modifiers do I have? I've got +1 accuracy for the Lantern. I have... It's got 9 strength base, +3. So I would need an 8 to wound? Do I want to do that right now? Sure. Reading the priority rules, it says if survivors pick, so technically Spiderling picked the priority already. Interesting. Okay. I never considered minion interaction with the priority target token, so we're at +2 speed on this spear, so that's going to be a total of 3 speed. The base accuracy is 6, but modified with the scrap lantern and her accuracy is going to bring it down to a 4. So 3 speed hits on a 4. That is 3 hits. 8, 8, and 7. So now, again, no hit locations, but I need the Spiderlings have 20 toughness, and I have a base of 12 strength, so I'm going to need a 8 here to wound. So that's a failure on the first one. That's a failure on the second one. That's a 9. Okay, so that is 1 Spiderling down. And I shall keep a marker on the partisan to note it's charged up. I still have movement. I should probably move away. Maybe. Okay, looking at the board, it's probably ideal for her to get targeted by Pry again just because she's got the highest evasion, but I also don't want her getting hit by the Forge Priest. Pry is probably not going to move. The Forge Priest is going to be able to wrap around. So I guess... No, I think she'll just stay in place. I can just dash next turn. So, attack Pry from the minus accuracy. You can still surge with strength tokens. I already did the surge with the strength tokens. The first action was the bandage, and then I surged to do the attack on the Spiderling. So I'm down to a single strength token now. But yeah, next turn. That leaves Sung and Yenica to attack. So, I think... Am I in range? 1, 2, 3, 4. I sure am. Because of Graveyard. So you won't be able to dash with a single token. Yeah, I had 3 tokens... Oh, yeah, dash. You're right. But maybe someone bleeds between now and then. So I'm moving Yenica to Pariah's blind spot. Red. So, from the blind spot, Wrath has 1 speed. Yes, 1 speed. A baseline of 5 accuracy. She doesn't have any accuracy, but he has 3 evasion tokens. So we're looking at 1 speed, hits on a 7. Is there anything else I need to consider here? I don't believe so. Okay. 1 speed, hits on a 7. Let's see it. That's not a hit. Oh. 8 survival. It is probably pretty important for me to get rid of all of that evasion. So we're going to surge and try one more time to hit on a 7. That's a 9. 1 hit location. This is a inverted hit location. The Malingering Knee. It's a failure reaction. Oh. If I fail here, he's going to apply knockdown to a Piton with 2 or 3 survivors on it. So, we're looking at a base of 13 strength on the Wrath, plus 2 from attributes. So we wound on a 5. However, we will be, oh, yeah, wounding on a 5. However, we crit on a 8? 10, 9, 8. Yeah, because he has 1 luck token. No crit location, you're right. Shit. Yeah, I got a little ahead of myself. No crit location, so we just wound on a 5. That is a 5. Okay. So our somatic empathy is -1 luck token. That's not a good one. Yeah, so that's our first wound on Pariah. We've surged, we've moved, we've attacked. So that ends her turn. Let me actually mark some of these off so I don't forget. And that leaves Sung, who has... do you have a valid spot to actually do things from? Not really. 1, 2, 3... Let's go back to the ceiling. Very funny for that character specifically. Yeah. So the issue here is I can move here or here and attack, but the Piton gets an... Oh, actually, excuse me. I had to spend an extra survival because she would have been flung back to the Piton. This actually helps me. So I spend an extra survival for the first attack to stay in place, and then the second attack I am not going to spend the survival to stay in place. We're gonna 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, she swings back there after her second attack. So that opens up space for Sung to do nonsense with the Gust Knives. So movement is going to... He's going to move 1, 2, 3, 4 into the blind spot. So here's the silly survivor. We have 2 speed. We have the bonuses of Backstabber. Okay, so Gust Knives gives us 6 speed. 3, 4, 5, 6. Plus 2 from the Bone Earrings. That brings us to 8. Do I have anything else? No. These have a base accuracy of 7. However, we're in blind spot and we're effectively going to be trying to work off of perfect hits. Yeah, so the first hit is increased by... Backstabber increases all of my hits by 1 for being in the blind spot and having secretive. The Dark increases the first attack, or the perfect hit range for the first attack by 1. So, yeah, I can basically only perfect hit on this because 7 plus 3 brings me to 10. Minus 1 for blind spot is 9. So, I'm only perfect hitting. This first one hits on an 8 though. That's a 10. So that's 1 hit. And then I've got 7 more hits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. Thanks for coming along, Califax. 7 more hits. I hit on a 9. So what do I got? 3 is a miss. 1 is a miss. 7 is a miss. 3 is a miss. 6 is a miss. 8 is a miss. But this other 10 is a hit. So I've got 2 hits. We'll draw 2 hit locations. Okay, so we've got a first strike, Bloodstained Soul, and then the Wicked Bony Shoulder, which is a inverted hit location. But I don't believe that's going to apply because the first strike is going to do a bit of knockback. So, that's a reflex as well. Actually, we can do some tricky things here. After each wound attempt with this, move 3 unrepeated spaces and gain 3 strength for the attack. I don't know the order of handling reactions and card effects after wound. Well, Backstabber will give me Devastating 1 on this first wound attempt, on this first strike location. We have a baseline of 7 strength from the weapon, plus 8 strength from attributes. That brings me to 15. Yeah, 15. So I need a 5 to wound. Okay. That's not a 5. Okay. Well, that fails. Turn to face the attacker. The prize nimble leg lashes out. Okay. Looking at the board, let's see if we can do something tricky with this. So, it is going to be 3 in front of him. So ideally, I don't want it hitting both of these characters. So I'm going to move him 1, 2, 3 after the wound attempt. And the reflex is going to turn him to face. And he is going to... Oh, never mind. Hold on. It's to the left as well, so I think that might hit anyway. Is there a direction? He was previously in blind spot. If I face him to... I think everyone might be too close. So that's his left. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to... Moving 3 back is going to... Or hang on, no, I have I've got pitons. Inverted. At the end of your attack, you may spend... No, end of attack. Sorry, that's after everything's done. So, we're just going to move. 1, 2, 3. He's going to turn. Kick Zone only has a range of 3 in front of him, so Sung is out of range, but Yenika is not. So she's going to be flung to her up this way at 5 damage and a knockback 5, and she obtains a somatic stack token. Spend survival to dash someone out of the way before the reaction. You're right, I do have the ability to do that. Can dagger spec to reroll if you want. When attacking with a dagger, if any wound attempt fails after performing any reactions, you may discard another hit location to attempt to wound that hit location again. Does that occur? Hold on. Dagger spec to reroll if you want. I'm moving out of range, so I don't believe I can do that. But I can if I let him hit Sung and then move the 3 spaces back. No, it would be 5, so it wouldn't be 3 spaces. No, I don't think dagger spec would help me here. Okay, so that's the first comment. I think they would happen simultaneously, so you'll always be hit, but could point it away. Yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out. Spend survival to dash someone out of the way before the reaction. Yeah, that's a good call. Although, did she dash? She did not dash. She surged. I will spend another 2 survival on Yenika to dash her to where? 1, 2, 3, 4. Very good call. So now, Sung is still targeted, so Pariah has turned to face him. However, Yenika has dashed out of the way, and Sung used his gust knives to move out of range of his kick. So that cancels the rest of the attack because he's out of range now, but no one gets punished for it. Okay, so that is all of my survivors. So we're now back at the top of the turn. Spooky, spooky. Pariah goes. Or no, sorry, start of turn. Our Bloodskin will remove 1 bleed. So that's 1 bleed removed. And we get a new Spiderling. I'm going to place on the far side. Okay, now Pariah goes. Heel Kick. Dead Inside is a spooky impairment. Furthest threat in range. So with 9 movement. I believe Sung would be our target. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Yep. He's range 3 away. Do I... No. Targeting occurs before I can survival action. Place the monster adjacent to the target on top of as many other survivors as possible, and then he will attack. Okay. I don't think there's much I can do prior to the attack. Oops. 1, 2, 3. That's the best I can do to portray adjacency. But the pitons are not monster impassable, they're just survivor impassable. So we're looking at 4 speed, 3 accuracy, and 5 damage per hit. Sung has 1 evasion. Is that all you got? I think that is all you got. Okay, so he hits on a 4. Pariah hits on a 4. At 4 speed. So, 2's a miss, but these other 3 are hits. I do have the opportunity to dodge, so we'll see what gets touched. Hand, waist, foot. Let me just double check what concussion does, because this will apply the concussion effect. 1 bleed token, random disorder. It's not too terrible. So I've got 4 armor at all locations. He doesn't have anything that reduces damage incoming. Yeah, nothing to reduce damage. And these are 5 per hit. So we're gonna dodge the head? Where did I see head? We're gonna dodge the foot, I guess. So that is 1 survival to dodge. And we're taking 5 at the waist and 5 at the hands. No heavy injuries, so no scrambles. However, we obtain the... After damage, the monster's outstretched leg rams into your temple. Target suffers the concussion, severe head injury, and places a token on somatic static. So he will be now priority target for this next attack. Although, being adjacent, I think he's probably going to be picked anyway. Concussion is 1 bleed token and a random disorder. It's not technically correct, but I have a disorder deck assembled from all the disorders from a campaign I wanted to start for Parasite Queen, so I'm just going to draw from there. That'll frenzy your other survivor, at least from the bleed token. Yes, it will. Sung is also a masochist, so he gains a survival and insanity for that. What you got? Durability delusion. You become devout. -3 to severe injury rolls. Holy shit. Okay. I hope that doesn't get you killed. Durability delusion. Are you on here? Or not? Okay, I'll just have to I have the card in front of me, so. Durability Delusion. I gain Devout while insane. The first hit I suffer each round can be ignored, but if I become sane, I suffer -3 to severe injury rolls. I mean, I guess there's not too much insanity damage, so this is only a bonus for now. But anyways, going back to Lortel, she's going to trigger Bloodlust, which gives her 2 strength tokens and 2 speed tokens. Is that all the effects? No. Somatic Static on Sung. Okay, and that's it for the heal kick. And then Pariah will attack again. If he just misses like an attack, that is pretty good disorder to have, lol. Yeah. I think overall it's not too bad. There are much worse things I could have been hit by. Upon the Pyre. Survivor with most disorders in range. We're going to override that with the prior target token. So he's going to move and attack Sung. He's already adjacent. 4 speed, 4 accuracy. There's an after effect. Chaos multiplies suffering. This attack gains +1 damage for each of the target's disorders. Oh. Oh, okay. So 4 speed hits on a 4. I've already used my dodge. That's not fun. Okay, so the 1 misses and the 3 misses, but the 2 6s will hit. So, with any luck, they go to places that haven't previously... I'm on the wrong person. So, hopefully they don't go on the arms or the waist. Wow, okay. 2 to the torso. It's not on the arms or waist. So, this is actually going to do... +3 is 5, and then another 2 for the 2 disorders. I'm taking 7 per hit. So, that is going to be 2 severe injury rolls, as well as a scramble roll. AI viewers, get the fuck out of here. Ugh. Where's the... There we go. Yeah, get out of here. Lost my train of thought. I've got 2 severe injuries for the torso. I am insane, so I don't get the negative effects of durability delusion, fortunately. What am I working with here? Do I have any modifiers? No. I don't believe so. Okay. So, let's get this in screen. First body roll is a 3. That's 2 bleed tokens. Second body roll. We're gonna have to reroll that one. This is the second time that someone would have died from double body bleeds. 8. Broken rib, -1 permanent speed. Injuries permanent, can be recorded multiple times, 1 bleed token. Okay, and then I have a scramble roll because of the heavy injury. So I have a baseline 3 strength as well as 2 strength from the bone tooth necklace. So that will give me... Oh, did I account for that in that last attack? I don't think I did. That's okay. It wouldn't have hit anyways. It would have brought me to a 19. So that's a base 5 strength, so that gives me +1 to this roll. I don't have a whip on this character otherwise, though. So, a 9. That's +1 survival. Is he already adjacent to a piton? He's not. He moves over 1 space to be adjacent to the piton. Okay. That was the second attack. So now, Pariah's done his turn. Sung still has a priority target token from a severe injury. Oh boy. But he's going to be in range of the... It's probably better to get targeted by the Spiderlings than the Forge Priests. But can I get close enough to block off? 1, 2, 3, 4. We can do this. So we're going to start with this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Closest threat in range, yeah. So, this first one is going to attack. And it's going to remove the priority target token. Spiderlings are 3 speed, 4 accuracy, so that brings it to 5 with the evasion. So 3 speed hits on a 5. Wow, all of them hit. I don't have a dodge. These are all doing 2 damage each. Foot, waist, hands. Foot has armor. Hands does not. Waist does not. So that's 2 more heavy injuries. Yeah, and that's 2 severe injury rolls as well. God damn it. Did I have... There's a flow there. I had an opportunity to... We're gonna dash. Undo the heavy wounds. We're gonna dash. So, targeting... Being chosen as target probably removes the priority target, but I'm going to dash with 2 survival to move out of range. I'd like to be closer to Lortel for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that will prevent me from being attacked, but they will still move 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Cool. So now this one just moves towards Pariah. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because that would be closer to Pariah. That leaves this one and our Forge Priest. So this one is going to... That's 3, 1, 2... This is closer to this one. Whoop. Purple is not in range of anyone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Darn. Okay, so that's gonna actually knock out this close one. Okay, so that leaves yellow and this guy. So, what do I do with Lortel? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, man. Okay, well, we'll go with the Spiderling first. It's going to attack with 3 speed. Hits on an 8 because she has a bunch of evasion. Okay, so the 2 gives me armor. The 8's a hit and the 7 is a miss. I'm going to roll against the 8 with my whip, the Holy Sword Whip, to see if I can remove it. So I need a 9 or above. That is not a 9 or above. Next, I try the Bikini. I need a 7 or above to ignore the hit. That is not a 7 or above. So I'm going to take 1 hit with Lortel. Hopefully not to anywhere problematic. 1 hit. To the feet. That is okay with me for 2 damage. Now, that just leaves our yellow Forge Priest. We're going to dash to not deal with him. Spending 2 survival to do so. We're going to move her 1, 2, 3, and he is going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to try and make chase. So now, I believe all the monsters have gone. It is back to player turn. We have survived round 2. I believe I still want to take down another Forge Priest with Devereaux, so we'll probably start with that first. Yeah, I think our priorities are taking down another Forge Priest, but if I could hit a Forge Priest with the Hollow Point Arrow for a movement reduction, that'd be good. If I could hit Pariah with a -1 evasion token with the Clawhead Arrow, that'd also be good. How much speed is our spear user at? Ortel has... That'll bring her to 5 speed. Let me double check how hamper accuracy works. I think it's per hit. Yeah, it is -1 per hit. I think Wrath would also be good. Wait, permanent debuffs you can consume with... Oh, yeah. It's, yeah, it's tricky. Because I'd like him to not hit me, but I'd also like to remove, that evasion. So, let's take things one step at a time. Let's deal with another Forge Priest with Devereaux, hopefully. Get a drink of water real quick. Although, if I did happen to smack him with a bunch of extra wounds from the accuracy debuffing on the Poison Partisan, that wouldn't be too bad either. So he's got a pretty thick deck to get through. This is not Devereaux. Green is Devereaux. Okay, so we start with Devereaux. 2 hits, or 2 speed with the Blood Bow. He hits on a 5 with a base of 2 accuracy. So, So our 2 big threats are purple here and yellow there. I want to say yellow is probably the more immediate threat, so we'll probably deal with that one. So, hits on a 5, 2 speed. Is the... Yep, it's in view. That is 0 hits. Okay. So that's my first action. Quadradept to use my movement as an action. We're going to do that again. 10 and a 4. So the 10 hits. So we wound on a 4 because we have 4 plus 8 is 12, and we need to meet 16. Yeah. 16. So I need a 4. That's a 10. It's too bad there's no crits I can do here. Yellow? Yellow is -1 health, bringing him to 5. I was really trying to make Tyrant Slayer work on this deck, but because I really like the what is it, the Devastating on there, but I just couldn't figure out a good way of getting that down blue to trigger a Phoenix Placard. I don't know. Maybe I'll go back to it next time and just like lose the placard effect. It's hard to say. So, no matter what I can do, I cannot kill yellow with just Devro's efforts. So, I think... Oh, well... Fainting shot off the Beast Hunter armor I can't do at this point because I need to have both movement and action at the same time, and I cannot surge and dash to do so. So that means we're not going to try to shoot Pariah with an arrow because I don't want to spend my one arrow on an accuracy of 9. Do I bother with movement? I don't think so. What else can I do here? I could select an AI from the discard pile and place on top of the basic action. Is that any? That is any. Wow. We'll save that one for later. Reshuffle hit location deck. I don't feel threatened enough by the deck to do that just yet. Okay, yeah, I think I just sling arrows twice again with surge and dash, so unless I can move somewhere to try and trigger a bleed? Nah. Okay, I'm going to first surge at the cost of 2 survival. We're going to be rolling 2 hits, hitting on a 5. That is another hit with 2 misses. So I wound on a 4. This is still against the Yellow Forge Priest, by the way. That does not wound. Okay, and then we're going to do that one more time, bringing me down to 15 survival. Survival is going to... Yeah. 2 hits on a 5. That's 1 hit. I'm not high rolling as well on the bow as I would like to be. Wounding on a 4. That's a wound, so yellow's down to 4 health, and I have expended all of the actions that Devro can possibly take this turn. Okay, so Devro's done. Who is next? We should probably go with... Sung is adjacent, yeah. So, because of the placement of everyone, Lortel is already in the blind spot. Yannicka is a little bit away. Yeah, it's unfortunate. I think I'm going to have to attempt to attack with Wrath from outside the blind spot, which is going to be difficult. But I don't have many other options. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay. Am I? No, I'm not showing the... I want the ceiling. On the ceiling, Yannicka is going to move 1, 2, 3. She's going to attack once with Wrath. So, at 1 speed, I have no accuracy modifiers, so Wrath will be hitting on an 8. So hope for the best. That's an 8. Look at that! Crocodile tears. All survivors are doomed. Thick black tears stream from under the monster's blindfold. The empathic bond surges like an overwhelming wave, destroying the attacker's resistance. Shuffle the wound stack. The attacker reveals cards from the top of the wound stack equal to their understanding. Then shuffle the revealed cards back into the wound stack face down. If fewer than 4 cards are revealed, the pariah sees. Perform basic action targeting the attacker. I think I only have 1 wound card. So, we're getting basic attacked. Plasmic transfusion gives a... The attacker reveals cards. Yeah, it's just revealing. So I get a luck token. Another one. Oh, it's not looking good for Wrath. And then we take a basic action. So female survivor. Well, it's targeted. So we're gonna turn pariah. To face, and then this is going to be a 4-speed, 3 accuracy. Do you have evasion? Red, you should not have evasion because of Hollow's Light. I'm going to leave that there as a base modifier. Okay, so 0 evasion. So this hits on a 3. It's 4 dice. Hitting on a 3 is gonna be all 4 hits. Lovely. And it's everyone's doomed, so I cannot dodge. Okay. 4 hit locations. We've got 2 feet, hands, and a head. These are baseline of 6 damage each, but I have the silk bodysuit that reduces by 2 per hit. So that's not too bad. Do I have any other modifiers here? No. Oh. Silk boots give +1 movement. I missed that. Okay, anyways, so I cannot dodge, so we're applying 4 damage per hit. So that's going to bring feet down to 0 with a heavy wound. I'm going to be rolling scramble on that. Head is going to be down to 2, and hands are down to a light wound. So, fortunately with scramble, I have free climber here, so that gives me +2 to the roll. Actually, wait a minute. Is there some movement stuff that goes on here? Inverted. At the end of your attack. I think hit location precedes that. Okay. So, I have +2 because of free climber. 3, that brings me to a 5. That is 4 damage to a random hit location. But I am brought standing up to a piton. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, yeah, that's further. Okay, 4 damage to a random hit location. Torso. That does not cause a chain, so that's great. Wait a minute, no. That's, oh yeah, I didn't roll any severe injury, so we disregard that. Okay, so that is all good. We reshuffle the hit location deck. Man. Trap on the 4th card down. That's unfortunate. Oh yeah, the rest of the basic action. Posturing, the monster holds up. Okay, so I'm not done. That was a mistake. I'm not done yet. No, wait, hold on. What is the order of this? We do scramble. I take basic action. I take heavy damage. So we apply scramble. And then he flows into doing the bash. Yeah. Oh, man. I have a lot of people in field of view, so we're going to be rolling a lot of field of view is not facing. No, sorry, this is facing. So, Ortel here is not bothered, but these three will all be rolling on scramble. So, we're going to go down the row. We're going to start with orange with Sung. He has +1 from strength. What? Is that on view now? Oh, a little bit to the left. Okay. 2. +1 brings it to a 3. That would be fatal. However, I have an adjacent survivor to do quick thinking. Oh, wait. Are the effects of... Am I done doomed yet? Hold on. Am I done doomed yet? Gonna have to reshuffle this now. All survivors doomed. Perform basic action targeting the attacker. This is still part of basic action, so I believe the trap is still in effect. I believe that means doomed is still active. Hey. So, I believe that is our first death. Sung has low rolled the scramble. Okay, let's see. All adjacent survivors suffer 2 brain damage. You flail helplessly, followed by a soft thud. Dead. Archive any fragile gear in your gear grid. So, Sung is now gone. That leaves Yannicka to take 2 brain damage. And Lortel to take 2 brain damage. Unfortunately, they cannot help him because Doomed is still in play. Okay, next person. Red, Yannicka. She has +2 from Free Climber. Brings us to a 5. 7 is +1 Insanity. So the real tricky bit about that was that was our Devil's Melody survivor that just fell to his death. So, final survivor, Devereaux. 9. That's another survival. So that's going to be tricky. I don't have a good means of removing Spiderling now. Who does that leave? That leaves Lortel and Yannicka. No, Yannicka took her turn because she's the one that caused this mess. She missed with Wrath. Or she didn't miss with Wrath. She triggered the trap with Wrath. So that leaves Lortel, who is going to... What have you got? You can surge. I guess you're going to have to hit Pariah and see if you proc or is it better to hit that? I'm not in the blind spot anymore. Partisan has a baseline of 6 accuracy plus 3 evasion tokens, makes it 9. On 5 hits, that's not looking likely. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to swipe at the... I'm going to poke at the Forge Priest, the Yellow Forge Priest 2 spaces away. Did you lifetime reroll it? Yeah, Sung already lifetime rerolled. He was one of the 2 that had the double 3s on chest and would have died to bleeding otherwise. Yeah, so we're going to drop the debuff on the Yellow Forge Priest. So we're looking at 5 speed, accuracy of 6. Oh, actually, hold on. Lantern. No, I got attributes. 1 accuracy, and I've got Lantern, so I'd be hitting on a 7. I could throw that Pariah. Man, decisions. I can do tricky things with the Forge Priest, so I think I'm going to try and hit Pariah with this. So, what we're going to do is... Pariah has... This will hit Pariah on a 6, but he has 3, so that brings it to a 9. Minus 1 for base and 1 for Scrap Lantern brings it to a 7 to hit. 7 to hit with 5 attacks. Okay. So that's 2 hits. These will miss. So, immediately, Pariah gets minus 2 accuracy off of the hamper. In all of the showdowns I have done so far with this, that is the first time I've actually applied hamper accuracy onto him, which is ridiculous, but anyways, 2 hits. We've got a first strike. Is that first strike really going to be a problem? He turns that way and people to his left get thrown. Yes, that's going to be a problem. Okay. Did I dash with red already? I have not. Okay. Well, let's start with the first strike. That is going to be... we have a strength of 9 on the spear, and we have +5. So I need a 6 to wound. That's a 2. Nice. So, with the reflex, he's going to turn and he's going to swipe. Actually, no, that wouldn't hit her, would it? No, she's okay. So, we turn him to face Lortel, and he's going to do a wide sweeping... he's going to... lash out his leg in a wide sweeping arc that's going to hit Lortel, but fortunately Yennika's out of range. But the knockback is going to cause collision, so I think they're both knocked down. So I think Yennika still has to dash. Damn it. Okay, that's 2 survival there. 2 survival to move her. Where is a spot that wouldn't be awful to be? They're all kind of awful. So purple would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I probably want to move her anyway. We're gonna move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. How much armor does she have? Yeah, she's got enough to take a few hits from Spiderling too. No, that wouldn't be enough to block Spiderlings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These 2 will be blocked by Spiderlings. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, no, you target him. Okay, that's okay. Yeah, we can work with that. So she's going to suffer 5 knockback. Back here. That is the knockback from the first strike reflex. The result of that is 5 damage, 5 knockback, somatic static token. Sorry, that took me a little bit to map out. 5 damage to a hit location. We'll roll that. Is to the feet. She hasn't dodged yet. No, this is suffer. You can't dodge that. What am I doing? Blue. That's going to be a heavy injury and a severe. So she gets priority target. We roll severe injury on feet. Eight. Broken leg. -1 permanent movement. Okay. Oh, adjacent survivors? Yeah. Adjacent survivors. 1 brain damage. 1 bleed token. Someone has already bled this turn, so I can't get another frenzy. Although I didn't roll insanity for her, so she gets 2 more insanity. I forgot to do that at the beginning of the turn when someone else bled. Yeah, it's all for that. Oh, no. Heavy injury. I need to roll scramble. She has +2 from Holy Whip. She is adjacent to Devereaux, who can spend survival this time. So there's no chance of me dying immediately off this roll. It's a 7. 7 + 2 is 9, so I gain a survival back. And I will be standing up at the piton. So that moves me 1 forward to be adjacent to the piton. Okay. That ends that attack. Where does that leave us? That was the last survivor. Although I do have the tokens to do a survival action, but I cannot. I don't have enough to surge and dash. And I'm not in range to just surge. So I guess we're just going to be ending our turn. Alright. So now we're moving on to turn 3. Start of turn. Yannicka does not have any bleeding tokens to remove with Bloodskin. We're going to add another Spiderling to the board. And Pariah takes 2 turns. This first turn is going to target our priority target. Toss aside. Closest survivor facing in range, doesn't matter. Move and attack target. Not going very far for that. Right there. This is hitting with 2 speed. He has negative accuracy now, so actually I think this hits on a 10. So 3 + 4 is 7. No, it hits on a 9. We're almost at 10. 4 speed hits on a 10. It's pretty good though. Or did I say 10? It's 9. 4 speed hits on a 9. Oh, the bastard. You can't keep getting away with this. That's 3 hits. Oh, boy. Do I have anything to address this? Not really. So, we're going to roll against a 9. I need to roll a 10, and I can remove that hit. No. And I need to roll a 7 or above to remove a hit with Bikini. Oh, that's above a 7. Okay, so I removed 1 hit. So, rolling 2 hits. Head and torso. This does have an after effect. The monster flings the target aside with spiteful contempt. Target suffers knockback 6 bash and loses 4 survival and somatic static. What do you have? You've got 7 survival, so that's not going to zero you out, but it's not going to be great. 5 damage per hit location would be another severe injury, though. We shall ignore the head. So I'm going to dodge that one. And then we're going to eat that wound to the waist, which is going to be a severe injury. Okay, so let's do the severe injury first, and then we'll address the knockback and the bash after that. So that is to the waist. I do have 3 bleeding tokens. Oh, you know what? What am I doing? Hold on, what have I been doing with her? I can't dodge. She's frenzied. Okay, so I've got a head and a waist. I hope I haven't been dodging with her earlier. I've definitely been using strength tokens to surge, though, so that's correct. I can dodge with a strength token, though. That's what I can do. So I can remove the head that way. Okay. That's what I'll do. Okay. So that still leaves the waist. We're going to do a severe injury on the waist. 2! With your final gasp, you utter final words of bravery. Adjacent survivors gain +1 survival. You are dead. I have already used my reroll on her. There's no one adjacent, so no one gains that survival. This is where everything crumbles apart. Oh, man. Okay, so we're going to ignore the after effects of knockback bash and survival loss. Second attack. Or one pursuit. Furthest isolated threat in range. That is going to be... Yenica in the red. Move and attack. Yeah. Well, the closest movement would have been actually here, so that's going to shove this guy to the side. Red is... What do I got here? 4 speed, baseline 3, so accuracy debuff brings it to 5. Do you have any additional evasion? No. So this hits on a 5, 4 speed. How's he? Oh, man. Well, that's 3 hits. Three hits, and we will apply 2 head, 1 hand. I believe I want to dodge one of those head hits. That will zero out Yenica's survival. And now we have... The remainder is 3, so baseline 6 damage, reduced by 2 for the bodysuit, so we're at 4 damage per hit. 4 damage per hit is going to be... We're going to ignore the first severe injury because of Hollow's Light. So we ignore the head severe injury, but we do have to roll Scramble. And then hands is going to be a second Scramble and a severe injury. So... Start with the severe injuries. Arms. 5, that's with +1 or +2 from tough and tough. So, broken arm. Suffer permanent -1 accuracy. Oh, this might be worse than having the 5. Oh, no. Fighting arts are nice. Okay. Okay. -1 accuracy, -1 strength. Did I went down 2. No, it was 1 + 1, so. Okay. Broken arm. 1 bleed token. Okay. So that is our severe injury, and then now I have to roll and scramble twice. She has free climbing, so this is with a +2 modifier. 6 is +1 insanity. And then another 6 is +1 insanity. Would have been nicer. I rolled a little bit higher for the survival, but oh well. So somatic static gets a token as a result of those hits. The monster refuses to be denied. If this attack dealt no damage, perform the card again. It did do damage, so I do not perform it again. That is the end of Pariah's turn, and now we have all of his goobers. Huh. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I don't believe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna need a refresher. I have been playing with minions can't pass over other minions. I believe that's correct. Hopefully that's correct. We'll start with these ones. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This guy is gonna go to 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They're equal. Let's go to the further one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He doesn't do anything this turn. Purple is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, out of range. So he's gonna go to this one. And yellow is 1, 2, 3. Gonna knock out this one. So none of the Forge Priests will be attacking survivors. But I just lost 3 pitons that turn. It's not great. Can I move these 2 yet? I don't think so. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Since they are not close enough to attack him, I think these 2 are the only ones left. So this one's going to move to attack. This one, yeah, can't be in range. So I only have 1 Spiderling attacking this turn. That's going to be 3 speed. I have no evasion. So hit on 4s. That's all 3 hits. 1 damage each. Do I have any hand, foot, torso? Torso's a heavy, and I've got 2 severe injuries. I can't ignore one because I've already ignored one this round. So I've got I start with the hand, and then we go foot, and then we do scramble. Arms is a 1. Let's do the reroll first. So that's her reroll token. 10. Much better. You're knocked down. I gotta roll an extra on scramble then. Okay, so then, what was the next one? Feet? 2. That's also fatal. I have green charm. So we roll. If I have a 6 or above, I inexplicably survive. That's a 5. So she does not inexplicably survive. Okay. Well, I think things are going to end pretty quickly from here. Let me just, I guess it doesn't really matter what I do at this point. We're just going to fling a bunch of arrows at Pariah. I'm going to use the Beast Hunter armor. So move 3 spaces away. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I am still in range of Pariah. So this gives me 3 accuracy to activate a bow or arrow in my grid. I'm going to activate the Clawhead arrow for a chance at a -1 evasion token. So that is, well, +3 accuracy negates his evasion. So this has an accuracy of base 6 +2. So it's going to go to 4. I hit on a 4. That's a 4. So if I hit, monster gains -1 evasion token. Where are my tokens? There's my tokens. Okay. And then I don't think it's likely I wound with this. but we draw anyway. It's an inverted hit location on reflex. So this has 6 strength. Beast Hunter does not give me any. Yeah, it doesn't give me any bonuses. I do have 4 strength from stats, so I need to roll a 10 to wound. That's not a wound. Reflex. Outrage. The monster races to chastise the survivors. Full move the monster towards the piton in range with the most survivors adjacent to it. With a wicked grin, it smashes the piton. There are actually no survivors on any pitons because I moved away and I haven't been swung back to a piton yet because the attack is not over. Full move the monster towards the piton in range with the most survivors. I guess 0 is still most survivors. We're gonna remove the piton that he's already adjacent to then. So now, with the board looking like this, we have a decision to make. Is this too far? Hold on. What is our closest piton? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oh, they're equidistant. Okay. I'll swing to over here as a result of that attack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'm still in range. Okay, so now since I am adjacent to a piton, I no longer have to spend survival to stay in place. So the clawed arrow has been used, and I am now using the regular Inkblood bow with Quadrudept. So yeah, this hits on a 7. He has +2, but that's negated by my 2 accuracy. So 2 hits on a 7. Let's get that out of there. 8 and a 1. That's 1 hit. Oops. This is a failure reaction. Malingering knuckles. I have a possibility of critting here, but it wouldn't help me. Okay, so with 8 strength plus 4 is 12. I wound on 8. That is not a wound. Failure. The monster wails miserably, its pitiful gaze seeking out a victim. Turn to face the attacker and perform glimpse. Are you facing? You're already facing. Glimpse is I reveal the top star number of cards and suffer their somatic empathy. However, I cannot suffer somatic empathy with this character, so we're just going to move on. This fight's kind of a foregone conclusion, but we play it out. I'm just going to remove 4 survival because I'm going to be dashing and surging to attack. So, hits on a 7. No hits. Hits on a 7. No hits. Okay. Pariah's turn. Somatic replication. I'm not going to bother spawning another spiderling. I don't think it's necessary. Moves a J. Oh, hold on. Wait. Let me read that card. What was that? Move into range and attack. Range of 4. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. Force speed. Sorry. Yeah, 4 speed. Accuracy at 5, 6. Hits on a 6. That is 2 hits. Torso. This is base 5 damage. Pedicula reduces it by 1. So 8 damage. I am not going to bother dodging. Well, yeah, I'm not going to bother dodging. I would gain somatic static, but that's not relevant for this character. Reciprocal rage, survive with high strength and range, movements and chronic attack. We're going to move to adjacent. There. Borrowed Fury. This attack gains damage equal to the permanent strength of the survivor, the monster. Oh, lovely. So this is 4 speed, hits on a 6. 1 hit. This one I'll dodge. Oops, other direction. Okay, so he's done. Actually, I'll spawn that spiderling then. So, Teal is going to remove that Piton. This guy's going to start approaching. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got a little sticky bit there that I had to move him around. This guy is going to start approaching. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Hang on, where the heck was he? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. These only move 3 because they're only approaching Pry, not targeting me. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So once they're adjacent, they have satisfied where they want to go. Okay. So none of the minions were close enough to take an attack on me. I get another turn. I will shoot 4 times with the bow again. So this is action. I hit on a 7. That's 1 hit. Parry super dense, so I have to crit. I have 1 luck. He has 1 luck, but I have deadly, so I crit on a 9. That's a 10. Wow. We move an AI to discard. I am immune to somatic static. It's a good thing because I would suffer brain damage equal to the number of cards in the monster's wound stack. This was Fellow Traveler. But I guess that doesn't matter because his wound stack was only 1. The attack clangs against a steel point, sending a shower of sparks glittering into the darkness. Gain +3 survival as a result of that crit. Wow. So that was my first attack. Second attack with quadra-depth movement is going to be hitting on a 7. That's 1 hit. Wicked Toenails. This has a failure failure reaction. I need an 8 to wound and a 9 to crit. Wow. Well, that's another 10. I'm gonna have to swap back to Tyrant Slayer for the next attempt. It really is that devastating. The monster's nails are crushed with a sickening trill of broken bones. Shrieks. Archive all of your negative attribute tokens. I don't have any negative attribute tokens. But that deals another wound. Yeah. So, now we surge. To hit for a 7. That's another hit. Wicked Adorned Neck. Failure reaction. I wound on an 8. I crit on a 9. Is that on camera? It's not. I get away with a miss. It's still a miss. Okay. Failure. Pariah's neck snaps backwards with an echoing crack. Its lithe body follows. A fluid combination of gripping fingers and toes repulsed. The attacker places a token of somatic static. Move the monster 4 spaces away from the attacker. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is not a very bad reaction in this case against a bow user. Then I already took away survival for Surge. Both Surge and Dash, so we're going to attack again. That is 1 hit. Deborah putting in work? Yeah. We'll see. There's no reaction here. So, 8 to wound, 9 to crit. Wow. Where was this when I was rolling for Wrath? That's another 10. Archive all of your negative attribute tokens. Once again, I have no negative attribute tokens, but I shall take another wound. And that is the end of all the actions I can take. So we are back to Pariah. Pariah's first action, Ecstatic Hysteria. Move and Synchronic Attack, so he moves back in range. This is going to be 4 speed, 6 accuracy actually. Hits on a 6. That's 2 hits. The 4 damage, Share Misery. This attack gains damage equal to the number of negative attribute tokens held by the survivor the monster chose as target. I have 0. So, each hit is 5 damage, minus 1 for particular leg. So it's 4 damage to 2 locations. 4 damage to the head and to the hands. I will take those. So that's the end of this first attack. Second attack, Sudden Inversion. Digging its claws into the ground, the monster swings its legs viciously. This attack is keen, which means it ignores positive evasion, but it does not ignore negative accuracy on itself. So this is a 5 speed attack. It hits on a 5. Up is down. Add the target's positive evasion to the damage of this attack. No, it has nothing about when it misses. Wow. Fantastic roll. Okay, and then we move to minions. Why couldn't Pariah do that earlier? This is ridiculous. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is this what's gonna happen? Is it just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? 5. So these guys can target now. So I'm gonna move. I'm just gonna take care of moving things first. So 2 spiderlings are in range to attack. 1, 2, 3. I'm not gonna bother moving that one. These spiderlings are going to move to be as close to Pariah as possible. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's actually supposed to be an extra one, but I'm not going to... Yeah, there's supposed to be one more spiderling. But at this point, I don't think it matters the number of spiderlings I have. Or just roll them together. So, 2 spiderlings hit me as a total of 6 dice. They have an accuracy of 4+, minus my 1 evasion, so they hit on 5s. This is a miss. Did I? I did not dodge yet. I don't know if these are worth dodging for. They do 1 damage each. So that's 5 hits. Okay. So 3 to torso, 1 to leg, and then you roll once more. 1 to hands. 3 to torso, 1 hands, 1 leg. That is all the armor gone from my torso. Drinking my water too quickly, almost choked. It's not good. Alright. Devereaux gets his turn again. He is going to do the same thing. He's going to attack twice with Quadradept. I hit on a 7 against Pariah. That is 1 hit. Wicked Ancillary Arms. It's a failure reaction. So if I roll an 8, I don't deal with it. I did not roll an 8. So, the monster thrusts its arms out for a long embrace, Pair upon pair of greedy hands grasp at the survivors. Each survivor within 4 spaces of the monster must spend 4 survival or suffer grabbed. Grabbed would just be a knockdown. That knockdown could be more survival. We'll suffer grab. So, +2 on scramble is a 5. Okay, maybe I shouldn't have done that. I suffer 4 damage. To the torso is going to be a severe injury. That was a little greedy of me. Do I have anything that modifies? Oh, Phoenix Placard. I haven't been applying that. Damn it. I'll remember for next time. 8 is -1 permanent speed. 1 bleed. That's really bad. Because that means I can only attack once per turn. Or once per action. Okay. Second attack with Quadradent is a 1. Okay. Then we spend 4 survival for both Surge and Dash. I will just roll them. I'll just roll both of those together because I can only roll once per attack. 1 hit. I don't get strength. Oh no, I do get strength for those bleeding tokens with the blood bow. That's a good point. A lingering knee. There's a failure reaction. So now I wound on a 7, and I can't crit. I did not get a 7. Full move to the monster towards the piton range with the most survivors adjacent to it. Smashes the piton. All adjacent survivors next to it are knocked down. Well, the thing is, it doesn't matter if I'm knocked down because he's going to land on top of me. So I believe that is collision with knockback. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we roll scramble. I believe. How does this work? So he moves to there, smashing the pitons afterwards, but I would have been shoved away from collision first. So I think I only hit scramble once. 6 is a 8, so it's +1 insanity. Okay, so that's done. And because I'm not going to spend survival, where do I swing to? 1, 2, 3, 2. We're going to go over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, okay. But that's the end of my turn. So Pariah goes again. Grasping Hunger. Movement Synchronic attack. Come on, Pariah. Can you just kill me already? Four speed. Hits on a 6. Hits on a 6. That is 3 hits. Holy crap. Archive 4 of your negative attribute tokens. The monster heals. Oh, I don't have any negative attribute tokens. We're okay. So 3. 3 hits. Torso, head, waist. Yeah, Phoenix Plaque would remove 1. Oh, that would be that would have been before the roll. So, oopsie. Thanks for the reminder, though. I'll just reroll these. I'll just roll 2. There you go. Head and waist. 4 damage with Spediculeg. 4 damage to the head. 4 damage to the waist. We can take those for now. Okay. And then that ends that attack. His second attack is going to be Whipping Sway. Oh. This will actually make him turn a little bit. Because he is swaying pendulously. He's swiping scores of his claw digits. This is, once again, 4 speed, hits on a 6. That is 2 hits. And I think this is probably the one I want to dodge because it does give it a bleed, but I don't want to roll for bash again, so we're going to reduce survival by 2 with extra sense. So that is the end of his attack. Now we have minions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whoop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's in range to archive this one. You know what? If I lose because all of the pitons have been archived, that would be a new way for me to lose. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. I believe this one's supposed to be over here, but I've got some sticky tack in the way. Okay, so once again, none of the minions can get into range to attack me. Is it worth? No, with only 1 speed, it's probably not worth moving to try and get into a blind spot. Okay, we're gonna do our we're gonna do our 2 attacks with Quadradept. 5 and a 5, both miss. We're gonna spend 2 survival, another 2 to attack twice again. That's 1 hit. No crit location, so I wound on a 7. I don't wound. Reflex, turn to face the attacker. I take 5 damage. Or 4 damage to the chest. It's gonna be another severe injury. 7. 2 bleed tokens. Okay, so turn and face pushes me to the right by 5? 5. 1, 2, 3. I suffer collision from running into the piton. It's going to be a scramble roll. For an 8, that's +1 survival. Oops, other way. Okay. And that was my surge and dash already. So it's Pariah's turn again. We are whipping through these turns. Intimidate. Each target rolls a 1d10, adds a number of their negative attributes. On a 10 plus, the stew of rage and fear superheats the body, releasing acrid sweat from every pore. They suffer damage equal to their insanity. I did not roll a 10 or above. So that's his first attack. And his second attack is Sadistic Break. Full move the monster towards the target. They roll 1d10 and add their understanding. If the roll is more than 6, the target flinches, suffering the flea blame trauma. Understanding is 3. 4, that is a 6. So I still do the full move first. 1, 2, 3. And then flee is going to be you are knocked down or suffer knockback equal to your movement towards the closest board edge. Gain 1d5 insanity. Is +5 insanity. Okay. Knocked down and suffer knockback equal to your movement towards the closest board edge. Well, I don't think that takes me anywhere because I believe Scramble is just going to bring me right back, actually. Yeah. It looks like it. So I'm just going to roll Scramble and stay in place. That went off. 7. +2 is a 9. So that's another survival. So this AI card was ended because I suffered flee. Now we deal with minions. Going to one, two. So I would have targeted, but okay. So we're gonna deal with the first spider attacking first. That's 3 speed. Hits on a 5. That is 1 hit of 1 damage to the waist, and then we get a Forge Priest coming in. So he's going to swing with, what are his stats? 4 speed, hits on a 3. That's 3 hits. Am I winning? No. 3 of my survivors are dead. The last one is getting flung about the board. Where do all the survivors go? The dagger wielder Sung fell to his death after a poor roll on a trap. It wasn't even his trap, is the funny thing. Then after that, I believe... who died next? Yannicka, our spear user, died to... What did you die to? A severe injury? Or sorry, Lortel, the spear user, died to a severe injury. I believe she rolled like a 2 on a location. And then I think... What happened to you? I think she also low rolled. So yeah. I think it really went bad when I lost my Devil's Melody survivor. Because I don't... You see this little clump over here? I have no way of dealing with that. Anyways, Forge Priest is attacking, hits on a 3+, so that's 3 hits. Foot, waist, head, 4 damage each. We can dodge one of these. We'll dodge the head. Waist is 1, 2, 3, 4. Legs are 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then I have to do a scramble because I suffer bash and knockback 12. That's collision, so that's going to be a second one. Scramble +2. 6 and 6 is 8. Getting +2 insanity. Now it's my turn. And -1 speed. I'm going to spend both Quadradept together. That's actually 2 hits. Wow. Did you ever get that crit with Wrath? No, I did not. It's ridiculous. I drew a location that couldn't crit, and then I drew... what happened? I got 2 negative luck tokens on that character. Of all the characters get negative luck tokens on. It's my Wrath Wielder. It's ridiculous. These are both inverted reactions on reflex. So... Oops. I wound on a... Oh no, I've got a few bleed tokens now. Where does that put me? 12, 15... I wound on a 5. That's 1 wound. Well, I probably should have... No, I probably shouldn't be rolling these together now because of reflexes. If the attacker is not adjacent to a piton, the monster spies an opportunity to move the monster towards... they suffer bash. I am. So, I guess I do not suffer bash. But he takes a wound. How did the tough plus tough character die? I believe she probably fell to her death. And Undeathable was not enough to save her. Okay. So I don't have enough survival to... Actually, strength token. That is enough for me to surge and dash. We'll do one of them first. That's one hit. Failure reaction. Wounds on a 5. 8 is a hit. So I do another wound. See if this is a little bit off center now. And then second attack. That's another hit. That's a reflex. That misses. Okay. Roll 1d10 if your result is less than your understanding. Gain -1 evasion. I do not. But he moves 4 spaces away from all survivors. But he's probably going to come back. 1, 2, 3, 4. I did manage to clip him with 2 accuracy down tokens, which is the first time in 4 showdowns with this that I've actually succeeded in doing so, which is a little silly, but... First action, roll 1 pursuit. He's going to move back into place. 1, 2, 3, 4 speed. He hits on a 6. That is 1 hit. Whoops. To the hands. There's no point in dodging this because he's going to attack again with the same attack if he doesn't deal damage. So this is going to do 4. No. 6? It's going to do 5 damage to the hands. Because of Spidiculeg. That is a light wound. Second attack. Sadistic Break. Move. Well, this is the Fleet Blade Trauma one. So we are going to... I roll a 1d10 and add my understanding. That is more than a 6, so I suffer flee. However, I cannot run away because I'm surrounded. Flee has me... Well, knockback will bring me back anyway, so 1d5 insanity is +2, and then I roll scramble. 10, +1 survival. Okay, so he is done. I'm not going to bother moving any of the minions because everything that can attack me is already in place. Anything else can't find space to move. So I'm just going to roll for the Spiderling that's adjacent to me, hitting me on a 5. That's 1 hit. To the head with 1 damage because... And then the Forge Priest is hitting me 4 speed, 3 accuracy, for 3 successful hits. Waste head. I'm going to spend that survival now to remove the head. But 2 to the waist is going to be 2 severe... No, it's only going to be 1 severe injury because I have Spidiculeg. But it is a heavy wound. So I roll Scramble twice. No, I've got knockback. Scramble 3 times, and then a heavy wound. Waste. There's an 8. 1 bleed token cannot surge until the showdown ends. Nice. Then scramble 3 times. I don't know if there's any point to playing this out, but I'll reroll the 1. The 7 and the 10 are going to give me 2 survival. Whoops. 4 is going to be a 6, so I gain 1 insanity and 2 survival. Okay. So we swing at Pariah. Just call it. But I can get one more wound. I am only at... What's left in this deck? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I've got 13 more wounds to kill him. I'm so close. I can feel it. Yeah, I'll just call it. Devereaux falls to his death after rolling a 3 on Scramble to Survive. So, thanks for joining. We'll try again next time. Take care, everyone.